going back to the team thing, let's start by describing, if you could, the teams in place to help you do what you do, both the internal and external teams. Okay. And so the internal team would be your staff, other doctors, physical therapists, massage therapists, so on. And, your external team, your accountants, your attorneys, the people who get your dry cleaning, house cleaning, whatever, whoever helps you do what you do, who are those people?
Mhm. So yes, I have an extensive team that helps me do all of what I do. Externally speaking, I do have, a housekeeper. Sometimes I pre-order meals from a chef to help myself run a little more efficiently. We have our web developer that's off-site. I have both corporate attorney and a patent attorney because I do have a international patent that's pending on one of our formulations. And so there's a wheelhouse of individuals that, help get me going. My bookkeeper is one of my favorite people in the world, and I wish I had met her from day one, along with the accountant that I have right now. And then, of course, the team includes, a lot of my colleagues that I can call and, ask for advice or, ask if they've had any experience. A lot of the networks and, of course, our associations and, groups like OUM, because I've had questions about certain processes or policies or to make sure that, I was covered in certain situations. So there's a huge group, our business insurance, companies, and then of course the representatives, from some of the equipment companies, that we have. So there's a huge, circle externally that sometimes, you don't think about. Your graphic designer, and so yeah, there's quite a few people externally on the team. And then, of course, I have what I call my non-compensated employees, and that's just, the group of mentors that I always try and bounce ideas off of when I think I come up with a bright idea before I start implementing anything new. And then the beta testers that try out services and things before we, bring them into the practice to help us, make sure that we work the kinks out or, if any other questions come up. So an internal team, of course, front, back office, the other practitioners that we have, our cleaning crew, the landscapers and all of that. And so, yeah, it's a lot of people. At the busiest, largest point of our practice right now, it's about 7 of us, working, together as a team on a full-time basis. I had 15 employees and 3 independent contractors. And
Wow.
I was managing the office myself. And that's when I learned at one point, I wanted to have practices in every major city in the US. And I wanted to own them and run them and everything. The experience with having that full on, I realized that wasn't for me. I didn't enjoy it. Dealing with the different personalities and having to deal with regular human resources issues. And if someone's sick or, and that just, it didn't make it enjoyable for me. And, so I learned early on, 10 is max, including independent contractors that I'm working with, that I like to have on the team at one time, because I think it keeps it still small and boutique enough. We had 2 medical doctors. There was the acupuncturist, the massage therapist, and then, with the full-time employees that we had on staff, it was a lot. It was a lot. And I was still actively treating, patients as well. Now I've kind of pivoted where I do more of the consulting. I do, I'm more of the face of the practice. I'm still doing some in-house, but I've learned, what my gift is more so in other aspects. And then also as I've evolved in practice, I've learned what brings me the most joy. I love patient education. I love educating the community. I love educating other providers, about how chiropractic or, incorporating cannabis into your practice may be able to help, and getting people to think outside the box, especially when they're kind of resistant, is, I think, one of the gifts that I have. I enjoy that. So now I spend probably a third of my time in the office. I spend a third of my time teaching other courses on either integrating the practice or, integrating CBD into your treatment plans. And I spend a third of my time consulting with other practices on how to do so, whether that's a medical doctor who's looking to add additional services to their practice, or a chiropractor looking to add those.
Great. Where, on a side note, where could people see some of your teaching seminars, your lectures? Are you on YouTube? Are you on TikTok, Spotify, anything like that? I know you've done work with OUM, and they can find John OUM. There's a lot of resources there where they can find you, of course.
So I started a channel, I think right before the pandemic hit, but my social media presence has not been as active. So we're slowly building that up. So pretty soon we'll have more of a presence. I have been doing some TikToks, but I'm not as regular on that as I should be. And that's just a personal obstacle that I have to overcome with social media at this time. So we're slowly doing that, but I teach classes randomly. I know this July, I'll be teaching some CEUs during the American Black Chiropractic Conference Convention. That's going to be in Fort Lauderdale in July, but I also do webinars. So I've done a few webinars that have been sponsored by Texas. Actually, I've spoken at Texas Chiropractic Association, one of their events, and some online courses. So right now I'm working on a potential partnership with one of the institutions, and hopefully you'll be able to see quite a bit more available on a platform here, but stay tuned. So there's some things
Awesome.
that are working, and we're getting ready to revamp our website where some of the events that we do are going to be showcased. So if people are looking for us, they can find us. But right now there's some media links and things that I've done on our website at truestopper.com. You can go to media and see some of the past interviews and things that I've done as well. So we're starting to ramp that up a bit more for 2023.